Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Afrobeats All Access Podcast. I'm your host, Carlo Dwyer, popularly known as the Afrobeats Connoisseur. And on today's episode, I'm going to be chopping it up with an exciting talent who's making waves in the UK with his incredible vocals and high energy performances. I'm going to get the inside scoop on how he got started, his career highlights, some of the challenges he faced, and his future plans. But before we get into all of that, just a quick reminder to like and subscribe as it helps get our numbers up and gives us the opportunity to do this bigger and better. You can also follow us at Afrobeats All Access Podcast. So join me in the studio, or no, I said in the studio, or on the show today rather, is a very special guest, and I'm incredibly excited to have him on the show. Please give it up for BeeTeeCee. How you doing, my bro?
Yeah, man, I'm glad to be here as well. Big boss, I'm just chilled though.
That's good. So just a quick one, by way of background, I'm gonna kind of share with the viewers how we connected. So it was a couple of weeks ago. I went to the Afrofusion open mic night in Southwark at the Africa Center, and you were one of the performers there. And I remember being struck by just how confident your performance was. Your song PayPal, mad record. And just your whole swag, your whole, I couldn't ignore, your talent. I was just like, who is this guy? I have to make sure, I connect and even possibly get you on the show. So that's essentially the background to what led us to this point. And I'm glad that we made the time, and you've come on the show. So just for our viewers who don't know anything about you, anything about BeeTeeCee, can you give us a little bit of, information about your background, your name, and how you first got into music?
All right, big up everyone. Thank you very much for having me here as well. So basically BeeTeeCee, a lot of people when I say BeeTeeCee to them, like, the Bitcoin was BeeTeeCee, and I'm like, what BeeTeeCee basically is it's like an acronym. The acronym for my name's like my initials. So like I'm Benjamin Toby Cyrus. So it's like Benjamin Toby Cyrus. It's like BeeTeeCee. So basically, when I was about to come back into music, making music full time and like be a professional artist and start taking music seriously, and then I said to myself, like, I didn't, to be really honest with you, I didn't even say to myself, I just prayed to God, didn't it?
Yeah.
I just told God, like, just give me the inspiration, to just, and then just clocked me like, BeeTeeCee. So basically BeeTeeCee is a Nigerian-born Afrobeat artist, though based in London. I was born in Ondo State, Nigeria. I'm originally from Ondo State, Elijah to be precise,
Nice.
And then I grew up in, basically I grew up almost in various parts of Nigeria, from Ondo State to Edo State to Lagos State. Yeah, then I went to the south, then I came back to the west. So and now
so you're a proper Naija boy.
So now I'm in London hustling. So yeah.
Got you.
Real African man. And then
thank you so much.
And basically, what inspired me to just kind of like start making music, because already like my sound makes me feel good, and then I just felt like, why am I just trying to be selfish and just be the only one enjoying being feel good, like enjoying how feeling good and how it feels to feel good, So I'm like, let me just start bringing the bangers out, make feel good music, relaxed music, but then again, very cautious music,
Got you.
Trying to make sense, and and if you listen, like a lot of my music when it's coming out is I'm really, really very critical when it comes to my writing, and what I'm really saying.
Yeah.
So I'm not just really bringing out feel good music, and I'm not trying to pass a message, if you get what I'm trying to say. Like I said in paper, I said, "Tell me I'm all about my paper. Me I pray to me maker. Make me a money maker. Make me a money maker. Me no
Love that.
trouble, me no trouble maker. Me a steady pray to my maker. Make me a
Gee.
money maker. So it's like, I'm not coming here for no trouble. I'm not a
Yeah.
troublemaker. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just a money maker, steady praying to my maker. So at the end of the day, we humans, we have to realize, because it works for me, you know. I said to God before I started making music, God called me, seriously. I
Yeah.
didn't tell you, Baba, I know be play.
Yeah.
God
No,
called me basically, I
I
just told
get.
God, like my New Year resolution, I was
Mm-hmm.
just in my house. I didn't go to no church. Then I just went on my knees and then I prayed to God. I asked God for some couple things, and
Mm-hmm.
God really answered everything, like confirmed. And then I just called one of my homeboys, because I linked to one of my homeboys at a concert
Mm-hmm.
some years back, and he was performing at this big festival, And then I was
Got you.
backstage with him, and then after he performed, and he just kind of inspired me to want to get back into making music, because mind you, I've been in hiatus from making
Yeah.
music for about 10 years. So I
Mm.
didn't make no music. I wasn't doing no music. I was just a proper socialite, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Yeah.
then I just
And
said to myself, all right.
now you kind of preempted my next question, because I was going to ask, like, what were the initial steps you took to break into the music scene in the UK? Because the music scene in the UK is quite tough as well. There are quite a couple of, artists that are pushing and are trying to get themselves out there as well. So, how did it work for you in terms of when you went back into the studio and, as you mentioned, you linked up with your friend and you decided to start making music again?
For me, I would say comes dedication, comes passion, comes
Yeah.
loyalty, comes strategy,
Mm-hmm.
and then just moving with having the right people and team to just move
Yeah.
you basically, and then I
Got
mean we
you.
just let the work speak for itself, innit?
I hear
But yeah,
that.
man,
I hear that.
it's not easy, to be really honest, I'm not gonna
Yeah, I was gonna
lie, I'm not
ask
gonna
you,
sit
like,
here and say to you that it was really easy or it's too easy, but at the end of the day, like I said, we're just putting in the work, just steady
yeah,
putting in the work, and
yeah. No, I want you to share that, because that was my next question. Like, what challenges have you faced as an up and coming artist in the Afrobeats genre? Because at the Afrofusion open mic night, I think it was Nubia's Finest. Shout out to Nubia's Finest, that mentioned that, as an up and coming artist, you face so many challenges that people don't realize, even from day to day, trying to look after yourself, bills, housing.
big up.
You know what it's like in the UK, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
now decided that you want to pursue music full time. She was very passionate about that, and I really felt that, and I thought, you know what, this is just personally for me. I took that away from what she said. That, you know what, even if it's just to stream their records or follow them on Instagram, like their pictures, just support, the independent artists, because it must be so challenging and difficult for them. So are you able to
It's
share, with us
it,
a few of those
to be
challenges? Just
really
give
honest
us
with
the
you,
raw.
it's really challenging, especially when you're an independent artist, and that, like, it's just sometimes you probably self-managing, or you got a little
Mhm,
team, it's not really big, and then you're not really getting support from, like, even platforms. You have to really,
mhm,
really push and spend so much money pushing
mhm,
these platforms and just doing marketing. Whereas if you've got like a label, it's easy for you to just kind of like get supports from
mhm.
platforms and all of that, and marketing, and everything is just fixed and just ready to go, bam.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just strategy, passion,
Mhm.
loyalty, and just being very smart and just knowing what you want, and just gradually, slowly and surely you get there, innit? Like, I mean,
Nice.
everyone's been through that phase of like
Mhm.
just trying to just find your way all to the top,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
And
you're not gonna stop still. So
now I hear that. And speaking of the Afrobeat scene in the UK, um, are you friends with any artists, or do you collaborate with any other Afrobeat artists in the UK and even in Nigeria as well? Do you have any plans to collaborate, or have you collaborated with some Nigerian artists in the past?
yeah, so basically, Right now, I've been collaborating with a lot of grime and rap artists here in the UK because I'm more of like I'm really good when it comes to hook and chorus. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very very good with chorus and hooks. So you know, sometimes I'm just giving some of these rap artists hooks and chorus and all of that. So, but
Yeah.
now as well, I'm working with a lot of I've had a record, loads of records with Southern Afrobeat artists as well in the UK here. Though it's just
Yeah.
timing and everything for the release, just trying to find the right time to have this releases, all of them out. And I'm currently still talking with some Afrobeat artists way back home as well to just future collaborations. A lot coming still, you know.
Nice.
Because
Nice.
at the moment right now I'm working like on my EP, so it's just kind of like we're just trying to know what's gonna go on it, what's not gonna go on it, timing and everything. Because already I got the remix for London Hustling that just dropped yesterday as well.
Nice. Nice.
You know, so
Because that's funny enough. You mentioned that. I was going to ask you, can you tell us about any upcoming projects or music that you're working on? And you just mentioned that you've got your song "London Hustling" that just came out
yeah,
yesterday. Are
yeah.
there any other artists like in the future, in terms of locally or internationally, that you dream of collaborating with? So, if there was any artists, that you could collaborate with, anyone that you think, actually, you know what, that's an artist I would like to really collaborate with.
To be really honest, yeah, having a record with the likes of Burna Boy,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Poppy,
Yeah.
uh, Skepta,
Yes.
you know, uh,
Okay. So you got Shali
yeah, basically
Poppy,
that. Yeah,
Skepta,
yeah. Burna Boy,
Burna Boy. Okay.
um, I think there's someone as well. Thinking in my head, it has to be someone as well.
And that's okay. It just, a flavor of kind of which artist
Yeah,
that
but
you
like
won't mind
Burna Boy is
working with.
just gonna be a whole splash, like blast, you know.
Yeah. Nah,
Respect Burna
shout out
Boy
to
still, you
Burner.
know. Shout out to Burna. Trust me, man. Man, them is I've been following Burna like basically, man. I've been following from like
Way back.
day zero, innit? So yeah, man.
I
Respect.
got you.
And he's a real hard worker, innit? Like
Yeah.
the way
Nah,
he works his
his
way,
hustle is different.
the hustle is dope. So I respect the hustle, and I mess with that.
All
You know.
good. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. Just tell
All
me
right.
the first thing that springs to mind. Okay. First
Yeah.
question. In no particular order, who are your top 5 Afrobeats artists? In no particular order.
Top five will be Wheezy, Davido,
Wizkid, Davido,
Olamide, Burna
Olamide,
Boy,
Burna Boy,
Rema.
Rema. Okay, that's a strong top 5. So did you say Wizkid, Davido, Olamide, Burna
Yeah,
Boy, and Rema?
yeah,
That's like the Mount Rushmore of
yeah.
Afrobeats.
Bam.
I love that. I love that. No, thanks for sharing that. Okay, second question. What song, EP, or album are you currently vibing to right now? Like what's in your on your Apple Music or on your Spotify that you're like, that's my tune right
Yeah,
there?
I still have to be Mariah, really, to be really honest to you.
Yeah? You're feeling Mariah.
Yeah. Mariah still.
Wizkid. Nice. Shout out to Machala, Wizkid.
Yeah, man, biggest fan, man.
Biggest.
Oh my God, Weezy, that's a different vibration, like
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
vibration, different steez, different. Yeah, man, has to
Just,
be Weezy still.
his whole aura is just different.
It has to be Weezy still.
Shout out to Wizkid, by the way. One day I'll try and get him on here.
Yeah, love, respect. I believe that still. Believe,
For real.
because.
Okay, so thanks for sharing that. So Wizkid, Mariah is what you're currently bumping to. Okay, what's your favorite track? Let me go a bit deeper on that one. What's your favorite track of Mariah? Pray. Nice. I hear that. And what's your favorite meal?
My favorite go-to meal would be jollof.
Jollof. Me too, man. So are we talking
some
Niger?
some goat meat? with
Wait.
some,
So wait. Let me just
salad.
confirm. Are we talking Ghanaian jollof or Niger jollof? Because there's some arguments back and forth, like which one is better, you know, which one is your favorite?
For me, it would be the Nigerian jollof. But I mean,
Okay.
shout out to the Ghana jollof as well. Ghana jollof is spicy, sweet. But for me, now
Yeah.
waiting, I grew up with, So now
I
my
hear that.
thing be that. You get me?
Nah,
So the
I hear that.
Nigerian jollof all the way, all
I
the
hear
way.
that. I hear
You
that.
know.
And again, not to cause any controversy, but it's just what we grew up, you know, eating. So yeah, jollof rice, Nigerian jollof is my favorite.
I've had Ghanaian jollof quite a couple of times. Like I've been to Ghana as well. Ghana is a very amazing and lovely place. I've had it. I just feel like what they just did, like they make it a bit spicy and just had some sort of different
Yeah.
different cream butter.
Yeah, it's basmati for me. I'm like, okay, you know
Yeah.
what? Okay. I guess
But
people say it
when you
depends.
eat that proper Niger jollof,
Yeah.
party jollof,
Yes.
no, I
Smoky.
know about to say that, you get
Yes,
me?
now you understand. Nice.
Oh my to God, don't matter.
I know the vibes. I know the vibes. Okay,
Yeah,
so
man.
you mentioned something earlier about a message or trying to convey a message through the music. Let's elaborate on that a little bit. What message do you hope listeners take away when they listen to your music? Are you trying to convey a
Yeah,
specific message?
yeah. So basically, yeah, because of like growing up and like my background, basically, like I've, I've I've heard a lot, I've seen a lot, I've felt a lot, I've experienced a lot, like let me take you guys back a bit, So like my grandfather was like the largest distributor of Yamaha engines in West Africa.
Nice.
I'm talking way back, 90s, late 80s, 80s, 90s, 80s, and early 90s, late to a bit of late 90s. So my grandfather was like really locked in, a very big businessman, but he was an illiterate, innit?
Gotcha.
So he never kept majority of his money in the bank. So he had a different house that he was stocking up all the whole money in, you
Right.
know. And then some sign war broke out. It was the Enjoy Shakiri Elijah fight way back, and that's the war that basically took everything from like my grandfather, and so basically like so my father already, because what my grandfather does is like, so he sends you to like secondary school, and once you're done with secondary school, you come back home and he gives you a boat, because already
Gotcha.
as well, we've got like 2 oil well in our family compound. Like we've got 2 oil well, like
Wow.
yeah, till date.
Wow. That's
till
major.
date.
That's
Like,
major.
so we've got like 2 oil well, like our family compound, and so if you get back from secondary school, if you finish with secondary school, my grandfather will be like, no more education for you because he's an illiterate. So he's like,
Gotcha.
that's the farthest you're supposed to go as regards education. So my
Mm-hmm.
father ran away from the house, and then my father started living with people, grinding pepper to just make income. And then my father just started sending himself to uni and all of that. But then my
Gotcha.
father became like a very big political figure, contractor. He was getting contracts to do a lot of things. So, and then my father got sick and he passed,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
really crazy word. And I'm like the
Mm-hmm.
firstborn, and then a lot of responsibilities just came on me. And then I went private uni, I went Benson also University in Nigeria, Benin City, like I studied mass communication basically. But you know what? Going through school was like hell. There were bad times. My friends, their parents came, like doing stuff. Like I only had my mom, with me, just family business and all of that, just pushing on. So it was like I've been through a lot, but what got me through was like number one, God was like just dedication. So these
Yeah.
things, right, just kind of like have shaped
It
me
shapes your
and how I kind of
music.
like make my music.
So you
So
pour all of that.
when I'm speaking in my music, I'm trying to like speak positivity,
Yeah.
feel good, like regardless of whatever situation you might be going through or like what you're seeing in life or whatever, just be positive, feel good
Yeah.
about it, strategize, be smart, connect with your maker. Like I'm really big on like connecting and with your maker and your creator, and like that communication and that relationship is very, very key as humans, And
Yeah.
I try as much as possible to just kind of like pass that message as well. Sometimes just to play around with music and yeah, man, it's just the message for me still, And then when I'm passing this message, I'm trying to pass it in a very sweet way that we're just still vibing and it's not too serious and we're still having fun and it's like
Yeah. I hear that. And I was going to ask you, so that's very deep that you mentioned that. So all that passion, all your experiences growing up and all the hardships, the challenges, you kind of pour that into your music, but not in a negative way. You want to turn that into a positive, feel good, everyone have fun and vibe kind of thing. And I think that's really powerful and you should be commended for that. What I was going to ask you next is about what can people expect from you over the next couple of months in terms of, I know you just dropped the single, did you say London Hustling?
Yeah, I just dropped London Hustling. London Hustling
Yeah.
just dropped yesterday. It's out on all platforms, On all platforms, it's BeeTeeCee Music. Sorry, it's BeeTeeCee on all platforms. That's BeeTeeCee. BeeTeeCee on all platforms. It's out. It's banging. And on
Nice.
Instagram as well, if you all want to get the link, on Instagram, it's BeeTeeCee Music on Instagram. It's still BeeCeeCee Music on Instagram as well. Link up my bio,
Nice.
guys. Check it out on all platforms. It's banging
Nice.
still. And yeah, man, it's doing
Nice.
good.
And lastly, what advice would you give to other aspiring artists, kind of like from the UK, perhaps looking to break into the music industry?
Yeah, basically, just like for me, I would say as an independent artist, that one of the most important tool you can utilize aside from networking is information. Information is really key. In a world where you stay informed, you can never be deformed. You get what I'm trying to say?
I
So,
hear that.
like being informed is like the biggest tool. Try and always get informed. Try get connected, network with people, be out there, go out there. Just try and like it's not going to be easy, but just try and walk your way and get informations, get research, go online, check for stuffs, just basically that way. And at the end of the day, and just work with the right people as well. Like you need the right people as well. It's not easy, but you just need to kind of like filter the type of people you work with as well, because the type of people you work with can kind of like help you, build the momentum to get on the right path.
Thanks you so much for sharing that. That's really great advice. Now, to everyone out there, I hope you enjoyed the interview with BeeTeeCee. We've been through how he got started in the music industry, some of the challenges he faced, his future plans, and everything else in between. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can keep up to date with the latest episodes and enable us to do this bigger and better. Thank you to BeeTeeCee for your time and being an incredible guest.
Respect, big boss.
Everyone, go
don't
check
forget
out.
to stream London Hustling.
Yeah,
London
I was
Hustling
going to
is
say
still
that.
going live right now everywhere.
It's
like,
out now
where
on
have you
all
been?
platforms.
Where have you been? You know what I mean? I'm in London Hustling. Day to day, say. Today, say. Day to day, say.
Let's go.
Many ask me, where have you been? You know what I mean?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm in London hustling, kind of Benjamin. Yeah.
Nice one, my
Let me
brother.
play it for them. Let me play it for them. Let me run it up for them one time. Let me hear it. Hold on a minute.
This is an exclusive.
Yeah, let's get it. Today, today, today. Baby, after me, where have you been? You know what I mean? I'm the line on after leave you.
Yeah.
After me.
Hey. Nice. Loving that one. All right. Thank you to BeeTeeCee for your time and being
Yes,
an incredible
blessings.
guest once again. I'm loving that
Blessings,
one.
blessings,
London Hustling.
blessings,
Everyone, make sure
blessings.
you go run that up. And also check out his track, PayPal. Love that track as well. Just keep streaming, keep supporting BeeTeeCee. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.
This fire can't not cool down. If you dare me to snub me.
On my day, shine me jaw, follow down with me jaw, cause I'm really low. This love affair got me living in the clouds.
Yeah. I've been thinking I want you to come take this all for me.
Goddamn, alright, baby, goddamn. Get the way you.
Barato, many, mami.
And if you hear this and then go and bend your back, go and bend your knees.